Hoffman, and I'm president of the National Education Alliance for Borderline Personality Disorder. I want to thank you all for coming. I want to especially thank our presenters, Dr. John Oldham, who came from Houston, and Dr. Bruce Cuthbert, who came from DC, and some of our local people as well, all giving up their time freely, as everybody does for this organization. Borderline personality disorder is a disorder that has met many challenges over the past several decades. It's a disorder that has probably what we could call surplus stigma, probably the most stigma of all mental illnesses. It's a disorder where people don't get sympathy if they have the disorders. Families don't get sympathy when they have a relative with the disorder. And it's also a disorder that people feel is not full of hope. But we actually know that people do get better with the disorder, and we're hoping tonight, as we share some of the research that's been going on, that you'll get the same impressions that we have. Our organization was started 10 years ago by family members, consumer, and one mental health professional. And the reason that we started this organization was that at that point the National Alliance on Mental Illness was not taking BPD under its mission umbrella. Well, we worked hard to change that, and in 2006 it became a priority population with NAMI, so we're very appreciative of that. What we wanted to do when we started our organization was to put a face on this disorder, and that's been our goal, so that people know when people have this disorder that they can get better and that there's help out there. We've done several things that we are very proud to talk about, including 40 conferences that we've done, 8 of which were funded by the National Institute of Mental Health. And what was very nice for us is that we took the NIMH money for the 8 conferences and leveraged it into 40 conferences. So over the past 9 years, we've held 40 conferences. We've also written 2 books, one published by the American Psychiatric Press, actually thanks to John Oldham, who made the introduction for us, and actually thanks to Barbara Stanley, who gave us the idea to take our first conference and put it into a book. We've also worked with Congress to get them to recognize the disorder, and House Resolution was 10025 was passed in 2009, declaring May as Borderline Personality Disorder Month. And we've also been working with Dr. John Gunderson and Brian Palmer and Lois Troy Kane up at McLean Hospital to develop, and it's just about ready to be launched, a CME course for psychiatrists on borderline personality disorder, so that we can educate psychiatrists early on to learn about this disorder and sort of change some of the myths that it's a death sentence, because it's not. Before I turn the microphone over, I just want to tell you about 2 things specifically that we're so very excited about. And one is a meeting that's going to happen in November in Washington. It's being co-hosted by our organization, by NAMI, and by SAMHSA, which is our government's branch of services. And we will have this all day, what we're calling the Federal Partners Meeting, where we will all be together in one room. We'll have in the morning Dr. Marsha Linehan presenting, Dr. John Oldham will be presenting, and Dr. John Gunderson will be presenting to people who are not familiar with this disorder, and we hope to get them motivated to do more. So in the morning will be those presentations. In the afternoon there'll be family member, a consumer, and I will also present on this program that we do for families that I'll tell you about in a minute. And then we have a 90-minute discussion headed up by Dr. Tom Insel, who is the director of the National Institute of Mental Health, and Catherine Powers, who's the head of the SAMHSA division of the government. So we're very excited. We look forward to having that meeting and to take the research that's in the clinical labs and put them out into the community. So it's translating research into clinical practice. We're going to be videotaping the day, so you'll be able to see the proceedings afterwards. And lastly, I just want to tell you a bit about our Family Connections program. This is a 12-week course. I would probably venture to say half the audience here are graduates of our 12-week course. It's a course that's modeled after NAMI's Family to Family, but it's specific to borderline personality disorder, where families are taught coping skills, DBT skills, and education on the disorder. And that's sort of where we're going now in terms of trying to get that program out there more. We have almost 1,000 people on the waiting list for this course. We do the course in person, and we also do it on the telephone. And we're working hard to make it be a household name so that people can go on our website, sign up, and within a few weeks get the course that they need. So that's where we've been. We've got a lot more to go. We thank all of you for being here. I also want to thank the team that put this meeting together. I'm very fortunate to come up and stand up here, but I didn't do a lot of the back scene works, and that's thanks to Dr. Beth Elliott and her colleagues. So now it's my pleasure to turn over the microphone to Dr. Pardis. Dr. Pardis has a long line of credentials spanning a medical career that began in 1960, and to highlight a few, Dr. Pardis was director of the National Institute of Mental Health from 1978 to 1984. He was president of the American Psychiatric Association in 1989. He was a former dean of the Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons, former chair of Columbia's Department of Psychiatry, and for the past 11 years was the president and CEO of New York Presbyterian Hospital. Now, since September 1st, he is the executive vice chairman of the board of New York Presbyterian Hospital. He is also the president of the Scientific Council of the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation, formerly known as NARSAD, and we are most honored to say that he is the chairman of our Scientific Advisory Board. Please welcome Dr. Pardis.